Knox Game Design, October 2021. Ludum Dare 49 entries, and more. With Levi, Alan, and Jared.
Welcome everyone to Knox Game Design for October 2021. So, my name is Levi Smith. This month we're just going to be looking at some of the games that were created in Knox Game Design for Ludum Dare 49, which happened a couple of weekends ago. The theme was Unstable, so we had 3 games designed and created for Ludum Dare 49. And also any other projects that anybody have that they've been working on that want to share. It looks like we currently have 2 other people online. Looks like we have Black Jar, which I believe is Jared. I have to go to the directory, but I believe that's Jared. And also Alan. So we did have a Ludum Dare 49 kickoff a couple of, I guess it's 2 Fridays ago. We met over at Panera in Knoxville, and we had Alan and also Jacob, Jeffrey, and Jacob's mother there, and they all showed up. So yeah, we just kind of got together and kicked around ideas about the theme and things like that. Then we all kind of went our separate ways to work on our game. So yeah, we had 3 games created for Knox Game Design. So was that Alan or Jared?
This is Alan.
Alan. Hey, Alan. Hey, Jared. Yeah, so Alan, you created a game for Ludum Dare 49. Do you want to show it off, or do you have it up and running where we can take a look at it?
Yeah, it's short for sure. Let's see how the screen quality is going to be for Discord.
Okay.
All
okay.
right.
Yeah, see it now. See the sparklies.
Perfect. I used up all my battery charge, and I can't see anything. So hold on 1 second. All right. The gameplay is so good that I have to relaunch it because I don't have a menu.
That's fine. Yeah, we should remind everybody out there this was created for a 48-hour game jam, so we really didn't have time for all the bells and whistles.
Oh yeah, this is my first one as well. So a lot of fun. I've done hackathons before since I'm a full stack dev, and I did hackathons back when I worked at Microsoft for 1 week and such. And this is my first attempt of trying something game related in terms of short period of time. So the big thing with hackathons in the past is you really have to set out your scope ahead of time, unless you want to put in months worth of work and really plan it out. And a lot of people did that back at Microsoft. They would get together and plan it out, hash out a lot of the work way in advance. I never did that. I always thought that was kind of lame. I like just showing up, scoping it out, and just going for it within 48 hours, which, you get varying results. But that's what I tried on this specific game event. I said I just wanted to focus on one feature. I had half day Friday or half day Saturday to work on it and full day Sunday to work on it. So could pour about 12 or so hours into it and focus on one little gameplay mechanic and just kind of run with it. Originally, have you ever played The Witness?
I've seen gameplay of The Witness. That's the I forget the creator of.
Yeah, Josh Blow.
Yeah, John Blow. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so within it, there's this one level where you're in this greenhouse, and the lighting of the room changes the tiling colors, and you use these tile colors and the perception of hey, these 2 colors mixed together helps form a final solution to the puzzle. So, you mix, blue with red, you're going to have a purple tinge. And if the light is blue and the tile is purple, it's probably going to be red actually. And so you would use that as a solution. So I started off with that and trying to go on the stable element of, depending on where you step, it would change the atmospheric fog and lighting. Well, anyways, that takes a lot of time, as I learned. So Saturday, I tried to rig that all up. Woke up on Sunday. Anyways, changed the mechanic. I made it completely pitch black, added a charge mechanic, and just went with it. And with all that being said, terrible presentation right now, but the whole point is I ended up with the mechanic of you have X amount of charge, you have these platforms that you walk up to, and on the right-hand side here, you're going to see a color. And that color is going to indicate the correct path. So if I walk on green, we got a solid path. And then you pick up the charge on your battery. And on the earlier stages, it's about conservation of battery. So after playing this a couple times, I can run through this, in the dark. But the first few times is just trying to pick it up.
Yeah,
and if I go on the wrong color...
I played through a few times, and I think I got up through like 4 or 5 of the gates.
Oh, yeah. And in it twice. And the last jump is a little too hard, but it's fun. There's 10 crossings you get across. And I had a good time. I tried to limit my scope, trying to get it down 12 hours, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I'm by no means a game dev, so.
Yeah, so you created this in Unreal Engine, right? I think that's Unreal icon.
Before. Oh, yeah. And I actually don't remember the color. Yeah, I made this in UE4. Like the cemetery assets that have been sitting in my library for a really long time. So I was like, we got the kind of fog and everything like that. Let's make it a cemetery and, try and make your way out of the cemetery.
Yeah. I saw that you did submit this as a jam game. So in the jam competition, you can use pre-existing assets, pre-existing music and graphics and things like that. The compo, which is what I did, is 48 hours. That's where you create all the assets yourself.
No, I'm not crazy like you right there. I cannot throw it together so that quick just yet. Maybe you never. So trust you for your playing yourself. Anyways, that's run down of my and pretty happy with how it turned out. For number 1. Number 2, probably take a little more risk, put a little more time into it, and see what it turns out.
Yeah, I definitely like the atmosphere of the game, the lighting effects. And I did notice, like, every time you play this, you get a new sequence of squares. So it isn't like you're going to get the same sequence of colors each time. So you got to really be aware of that when you're playing.
Yeah. And originally, I didn't have anything. I made it completely generated. Like, every segment would be different in eighth. And the colors would always be changed. Sometimes there would be 8 tiles, 5 tiles. And I was going to that fog with an alternate color, and that would form an effect that was talking about in the witness. Mm-hmm. And I got the duration of all the bridges to, like, as far as I wanted to go. I wanted 1,000 crossings. I got 1,000 crossings. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, that's kind of lame. Everybody's going to get to like number 6 and be like, well, this is great. And then I was at 4.
Yeah.
So just I added a point. And everything random at that point.
Very cool. I did like the charge mechanic. That way you can't just like zoom through it. You got a limited amount of charge to your flashlight, but you can pick up those little sparkly things to replenish the amount of charge. So it isn't like once you're out of charge, then you're out of luck. You can pick those pickups to refill your flashlight.
Oh yeah, no. I'm pretty happy with the rate it went down as well. By the time you get to like the 5th or 6th crossing, if you really are having the light on the entire time, the battery's going to be dead and you're only halfway there.
Yeah.
And so, little things like the first jump, you can just make it across without turning your flashlight on. You can just blind jump. You can see the little outline of the battery from the actual point of jumping itself, and you can just jump straight to it. Second time around, you just jump to the second tile instead of the first tile. And so there's a little strategy.
Yeah.
And,
I liked it when they were all in the same column. That way I could just jump straight, but you got to look at that sequence over there, and I'm not as good as jumping diagonally.
No, there's a good piece of feedback on the side. Since I use the default movement scheme for UE4's templates, our first-person template, it's pretty terrible to jump across, especially when it's diagonal. The acceleration and the deceleration are not great. You'll overjump, you'll underjump, and doesn't feel necessarily the greatest in terms of that speed differential right there, but I got the job done.
Yeah. Very cool. Jared, are you still there? Did you have anything you wanted to show off this month?
Well, maybe. I didn't really do anything for the Ludum Dare.
That's okay. If you had anything else you wanted to show off, that'd be cool. But if not, that's okay.
I did finish I had started earlier and kind of abandoned because I wasn't going to be what I wanted it to be. And then I had some trouble with this version of the engine I'm using. I want to create anything that was really playable, but I actually just now loaded the code into an old version, and now I have a version I can actually upload somewhere.
Yeah, you kind of breaking up there.
Am I?
Yeah, just a little bit. This whole thing's been kind of in and out, breaking up, but I'm able to make out most of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if my microphone is really working very well.
Okay, you sound clear now.
Yeah, I kind of fiddled with the ending, but yeah, I did finish a project that I had started earlier, and I had abandoned it because it wasn't going to be what I wanted, and I have something that I guess I could upload, even if it's not what I originally intended it to be.
Very cool. Yeah, I see your Java JMonkey engine right now, editor.
Yeah, I'm just right now. Well, I'll do this later. I can go ahead and run it. I think I had a video, but it's not like kind of a live one, so I can run it like this. This was originally supposed to be a shooter, and I failed on making it a shooter, and I was having trouble with some of the engine, but I came up with this instead.
So this is Cubic Nightmare?
Yep. This is supposed to be your bed. It's actually literally a model of my bedroom, but you woke up at night and you're having a night and trying to find your way out. And each of the different settings, the main thing they do, it's also light and darkness, but it's not, you don't have a battery that's going to run out. It's just the difficulty settings. The higher the difficulty, the darker it gets.
Gotcha. Oh, I see a critter there.
Here are your enemies.
I love that guy. Oh,
they're kind of dumb.
So the objective of the game is like, okay, you start in your
running
bedroom and you wake up and you're just trying to find your way out.
Yeah. Now you can't get bonus points for finding and picking up these books that are kind of randomly scattered.
Yeah, so I see at the bottom you got health and
so I mean, yeah. So it's probably not necessarily the greatest game, but
yeah, I think it looks really cool for a Java-based game. Now I see the lighting effects there on the little tile on the ground. So this is level 2.
they're all procedurally generated. If you get through 12 levels, I'll just go and die. It's procedural, so you don't see a whole lot of anything new after this point. But if you get through 12 levels, you win the campaign.
Gotcha.
Unless you put it on heavy mode. So it goes kind of...
This is like the Doom difficulty settings, just chilling, or... I didn't see what the other ones were.
Just chilling. Just looking, casually chilling, and each setting gets a little darker.
Gotcha.
So this is the default setting.
So basically, the difficulty is like how much light you have, how dark it is.
I love the tile. Just reminds me of that old Windows screensaver.
That one?
Where, like, navigates the hallway. The wall tile. Yeah, the stream is stinking.
Yeah, I might have to look at something else next time. But yeah, it comes and goes. But very cool.
And that dark one is probably not good for video.
So, do you have this up on your GitHub page where people can go download this?
It is on my GitHub. Right now, the description is still listed as a failure that I couldn't get a compilable version. But now that I have what I think is a compilable, a runnable compiled version, if I may go ahead and upload it somewhere, and then it'll on the GitHub it will tell where it goes. Here, this is the GitHub here, Dungeon Game.
Gotcha. And I should have mentioned earlier, share my screen.
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen, am I?
Yeah, not at the moment.
I'm trying to show you something with the screen not being shared.
Yeah, I just see stream is in. Okay, I think it's coming back now.
So yeah, there's.
Gotcha.
I guess I'll probably, if I test the fat jar I just made, I'll probably put it on itch.io. Free with a donation. It's not quite a marketable game, but it's a game. It's not just knocking balls out of a arena.
Yeah, that's what I usually do. I post my games on itch.io. If anybody, I think by default it suggests a $2 donation, but most people just download it for free, which is cool for me. But your GitHub is blackjar72, so if anybody out there wants to check that game out, you can find it on blackjar72 on GitHub. I think it's just Dungeon Game. I forgot to mention earlier that Alan's game is, you can find it so on the knoxgamedesign.org website. I posted here's a post with all the entries from the three of us, so you can just click on Dark Crossings by Alan, and that'll take you to his Ludum Dare page. And I think Alan, you just have it as a downloadable file from Google Drive, I believe.
Yeah.
And you also have a video on your entry page, and I think I also put a link that on this main page. Now, I didn't do the embed for any of these, but you can click right there and get the gameplay video. So anybody out there wants to check this out later. So I don't believe Jacob has joined us. He's Grandician on our Discord. I did see Jeffrey online a little bit earlier, but I'll go ahead and show off Jacob's game. So he has his. Let's go back here. So Jacob's game was John Hangon's Wacky Escapade. Click on that. And so description is, upon waking from a strange dream, John Hangon finds himself in a strange purple dungeon made of purple bricks. WASD to move right. Right click to load material, left click to fire. So it took me a little while to get used to this. He also has swappable weapons 1 and 2. So you actually got to hold your right button down till it gets to 25, and then you can press left to fire. Otherwise, like he says here, it'll squib fire and must be overloaded to clear the blockage. And loading more than 100 will cause an overload. Cause the gun to explode and damage yourself by 50 health. Because I was originally just holding it down.
I was killing myself left and right.
Yeah. I was like, what's going on here? Why am I dying? So,
oh, yeah.
Jacob has
we're all thinking about places and dreams.
So Jacob has this on his GitHub, which he is Big Old Tom. We have links on the website, but He's Big Old Tom on Game Jolt. So let's see here. So when you shoot, then it actually shows like the number. I think this is kind of like a Borderlands type thing where you can have different attack power for your shots. But you load it up and shoot, and it actually shoots the numbers at the enemies like that. And I never did make it all the way to the end. I think I got about halfway through. And yeah, you got to be kind of good at dodging the attacks and shooting the numbers, so I can get multiple of these guys at you at once. But I can't see here at the beginning where there's like a wind cube, so I think the objective is to make it all the way around back and get to the wind cube.
You made it halfway. It was a hard one.
Yeah, it's pretty tough here. But thankfully, it's like all the enemies are kind of the same, and so once you get to know how to dodge the bullets, but I never did figure out like the different guns. So I think there was supposed to be 2 guns. Like if I switched to the other one, I could never get it to fire. So I don't know if that's just something that Jacob wasn't able to get to, or if there's a different way to fire their weapon. But yeah, you can get 2 or 3 of these guys on you at once. And what my help? Yeah, I think the third number is my health. 40. Yeah, so I just died and get sent back to the beginning. Yeah, maybe we can get Jacob on at another time and maybe tell us a little bit more about this. But yeah, Game Maker game, I think I can definitely see progress that Jacob has made over the years in his games. Yeah, it's kind of like an action, a maze type game with RPG elements, I guess, kind of like Diablo, but a shooter at the same time. So this is the game that I made. It's Chester Serves a Lot. I had a time trying to decide if it should be Serve a Lot or Serves a Lot. So I went with Serve a Lot. Serves a Lot. He's the waiter extraordinaire. So the objective of this game is to deliver glasses to the table. Now, I didn't have enough time to actually like render water effects or anything right now, so it's currently just empty glasses. So let me pull this up. Waiter.exe. So I did my game in Unity. Also used Blender for the models. I did use like the internal Unity animation system, the mechanism. So I did the animations in Blender, but then pulled that into the mechanism interface to actually switch between like the standing and the walking animations. But yeah, right now the objective is just to avoid hitting little mice running around the room. If I developed this a little bit further, then I would make it so the mice run around the room. Now, there's different aspects to the different mice, kind of like in Pac-Man, the different ghosts go in different patterns. So the green mice just go back and forward. The little purple magenta mice will move in random directions. And then on the last stage, there's an orange mouse, and it will actually follow you and chase you. You do have a time limit at the top, so if you don't deliver all the glasses to all the tables within the allotted amount of time, then the game's over and you just got to restart from the beginning. Right now, there's currently only 3 stages in the game, but yeah, I could see taking this and developing it a little bit further to add more types of enemies and more stages and more other layouts to the tables and things like that. But yeah,
that orange mice.
They are large mice.
The orange one in particular, though.
Yeah,
he was kind of.
Yeah, he really likes me, the orange one.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I kind of just get a kick out of like, even if you get hit, just watching the glasses like fall all over the place. I did use the is kinematic in Unity, so as they're on, So originally when I was thinking about this, I was like, oh, it's going to be a balancing game to try to balance all the cups on your tray. And I was like, yeah, that's going to be way too hard. So right now they just have that is kinematic property, so they stay locked in place until you hit one of the mice. Then that's when the physics takes over and they go all over the place. But you can get stuck in these word loops where like you're continuously dropping glasses all over the place, which I think is pretty cool. Not the objective of the game, but you can get a lot of these glasses on the screen at one time. But
yeah, I had a good time. Good time with that.
Oh, thanks for playing it. I did use the character controller in Unity, which is something I usually just do like a rigid body and colliders. So I got a little bit of experience working with the characters controllers.
Yeah. What did you do for the sound?
The sound was done in GarageBand for the music, and the sound effects were done in BFXR, which I think I talked about a couple of months ago. But, it's a pretty nice little free tool that you can use to generate sound effects. The only problem is like once you hear those sound effects, you immediately know, if you played enough of these games, you know it was created in BFXR.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't know where that sound effect came from. Yeah, so I think that's all the games this month. I guess I'll go around the room. Jared, do you have anything else you wanted to share or talk about?
I don't think so. My game will be probably on itch.io. I'll be itch.io in about a few seconds, but
nice.
Cool. I'll take a look at it and post a link to our website. I'll just add it to the existing post and say, hey, Jared's also working on his dungeon game. People can check it out there. Alan, did you have anything else you wanted to share or talk about?
Not particularly, though. I learned just now that the Ghost and Pac-Man have different patterns. That's complete news to me right there.
And I think it's actually documented somewhere online.
No kidding. First I've heard of it. Now, I've been playing around with a web framework called Smelt recently, and I haven't touched game dev in probably like 2 months outside of this. I get frustrated when I get to the modeling stage whenever I hit up Blender. Like I got so a few months ago, I don't know if you recall, I threw something into the Game Shop channel where I made a dedicated server and from a .NET console app. So super happy how that turned out. I made some pretty wicked reflection to get the TCP UDP layer working and to map it to my event layer within my actual game server. Super happy how that turned out. And then I started actually like putting assets in the world and kind of difficult. Yet again, when you're talking about doing the compo, like this is where I got stuck. Like I was trying to remake like a CRT TV kind of robotic figure. And I don't know, can you see my screen?
I think it's coming up. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah,
and props to modelers and things like that. This is it's time consuming. I got about halfway through like the legs and arms and such, and it takes a very visual person to like really picture what you want to do, and I'm just not particularly there just yet. I was happy how the head turned out, but then the rest of the body is just, what am I supposed to do with her legs?
I think it looks good, and I'll just say it takes lots of experience getting used to it. And I'm not an expert modeler myself, but I started using Blender, I think, in around 2000, 2001. I can't remember the exact date. I mean, I tried to do a BattleBots game years ago, and it looks really crappy. but just over the years, it just takes practice and reading lots of tutorials and things like that. But I think this looks really good. I mean, just texture them up and animate them, which is a whole different thing. But
man, I started adding armature and things like that. But yeah, that's a challenge. Props to all who can do this.
Yeah, my animations are always very simple and like 6 bones or so. But I know in professional games they can have Yeah, like every single joint of a finger has a bone, and they animate each one of those. I guess that's where you get into the motion capture, where you can automate that or have that automatically pulled in instead of trying to move the bones around yourself. But
Oh yeah.
I've learned some tricks over the years in Blender, like you can like animate one arm and one leg, and then you can do this flip pose and it'll like move the other arm up, so you can get a walking motion pretty easily by doing that.
Ooh, now that is good to look up right there.
Yeah,
Gotta check that out.
a lot of little tricks, and especially for like the texture mapping that I was talking about earlier. I use a project from view, that way I can just get everything up front, get the UV layout from a front perspective, then I just draw on top of that. The only downside to that is the sides can look stretched or streaky. The professional way to do texture mapping is to define seams and then to do it that way. But
mapping and wrapping.
Yeah, the wrapping, it's very time consuming. So I frequently use my quick and dirty project from view.
There's just dozens of little components that like add together. I would never want to unbox and seam them all, but
I think in like professional game development companies, they have people just dedicated to doing that.
Oh man. Yep. Leave it to them.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think your model here looks awesome. Now, did you use a mirror modifier to do both sides?
Oh yeah. I use a lot of mirror modifier. I mean, 90% of this is mirror modifier and Boolean to edge things out. Just trying to keep things symmetrical and such.
Yeah, because when I started to do it, like when I did my first Ludum Dare, I did this little Amish Brothers game where you do sheeps, but I didn't know about the mirror modifier, so like one arm was up and one arm was bigger than the other, and it did not look great at all. But that's one of those things you learn about.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. If it was like a Frankenstein-like theme, that would have worked pretty well.
Exactly. But very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up. Appreciate you guys jumping on, and we'll have to do it again and maybe find a better streaming service than Discord. But I think this worked okay for this time. And we'll have to get back in touch with Jake and see if he has any input for his game.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Hey, thanks for hosting.
Maybe once you get up on, I can see.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
The streamed games because it was for me.
Yeah, it's just been kind of choppy, and I can make out bits and pieces. I mean, there for a while everything was very clear, and then sometimes it'll just start dropping out. But we'll look at other options next time. So we appreciate everyone out there listening to the podcast and watching the videos. You can find us all on Knox Game Design for links to everyone's website and all the latest games that we've developed. So we'll be back in a month.